Hey, coffee cuties, we are back with another banger. And today we are back with another reaction video where I give my raw and unfiltered opinion about viral topics, typically about quality natural hair. But today is going to be a little bit different, but still Black woman adjacent, as today we will be doing a deep dive once again on the conversation about colorism. So let's just get right into it. So recently, I was scrolling on the blogs and I seen a post from the show Baddies, Baddies Africa in particular. So if you're not aware, it's basically a Ratchet reality TV show. It is a spin off the original Ratchet reality TV show Bad Girls Club, which basically a bunch of women. Bad Girls Club was more like for women about maybe 18 to 24 or something like that. Baddies is women from like 18 all the way up to 45. So it is a different demographic for sure, but nevertheless, these women are definitely well above the age to just be kind of out drinking, partying, and fighting, but that is still what they're doing at their ages. But nevertheless, every now and again, some serious conversations do come from the show. So we originally did a video about baddies wearing their natural hair and a lot of hate they received from their audience once three of the baddies, Dolly, which is actually on the docket today, Rolly and Summer, were in Africa rocking their natural hair. I'm going to have that video linked so you can watch the part one of that. But now we're going to move on to colorism. As recently, I have not watched Baddies Africa at all, but I guess two of the cast member, one being light skinned by the name of Kay Rican and one being a dark skinned woman by the name of Bad Dolly, are going back and forth for who knows what, God knows what, probably nothing at all. But during this back and forth, Kay Rican decided to drop the allegations that she feels like Bad Dolly is a colorist against light skinned girls, sparking an interesting debate. Once again, can dark skinned people be colorists? And if light skinned women are receiving hate from people, regardless of if they're, but like if they're black, but regardless if they're light skinned or dark skinned or brown skinned, can that be them experiencing colorism? So let's go ahead and first see what the girl Kay Rican has to say. Now, there will be a lot of bleeping, which I'm glad the blog decided to do because every other word is profanity on both ends, but we will be able to have the conversation. So let's get into it.
Went beef with a pretty Dolly, you are a fucking colorist. You do not like light skinned girls. Like, you don't. That's just what's going on. This whole to my house and shit. This whole just hates herself. That's why you got all that shit done. Everything on you fake as hell. You can't find nothing fake on me, hoe. You got side fake, mother, your teeth, hoe. Your lips fake, your teeth fake, everything. I ain't surprised the pussy fake, hoe. They just want women.
Alrighty, so that is what she had to say. And let me go ahead and put Dolly's response into it before I give a whole rundown on a little bit of background with these two people, Dolly in particular, because I, again, don't even know who Kay Rican is. So let's see what Dolly has to say.
My people are light skinned. My kids are light skinned. Ho, please find you something to talk about because you gotta be high, ho. Don't even play with me like that, girl. You lame as like I said, and I meant what I said. Y'all was thinking about us and worried about getting y'all ass whooped, and that's why y'all started to want to genuinely fuck with each other. Girl, ain't nobody study you light skinned. Girl, please don't go there. You Sesame Street character looking at bitch. You high again with your shaky bitch, always shaking in your boots, bitch. How the fuck you gonna sound like light skinned bitch? My people are light skinned bitch.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and pause there. So again, this is definitely baddie coded, baddie language, and everything in between. But even in these ratchet shows, I definitely like to give commentary about them because this is what the young girlies are watching, the teenagers, the even middle school, elementary school, and the young 20 years old ladies and men too are watching. So I definitely like to give commentary to just kind of give more nuance to these conversations, despite all the cussing and fighting and everything in between. So this conversation definitely runs deep because Dolly, the dark skinned woman on the screen, does make a lot of interesting comments when I kind of see her in passing, like, oh, you don't like dark skinned girls. Oh, I made it and I'm dark skinned. Oh, you only, it's always about skin tone with her. So I don't know if that is just a way to kind of acknowledge the struggle that dark skinned women do have to go through at times in order to get the same platform and playing field, or if it is some type of deep insecurity that she has not faced. I'm not sure, but I do notice in passing her language about her skin tone constantly being brought up. Now, in fairness, I don't really see her directly saying negative things about light skinned girls in return. It's just more so like, oh, you treat me this way because I'm dark skinned. But and then she is in a trio with Lex, who is a mixed or biracial light skinned woman. Summer's more brown skinned, but nevertheless, she is friends with a light skinned girl. If I think about all the people that she's beefing with, Ivory's dark skin. Um, Diamond the Body, I know is dark skin. Pretty P's probably brown skin, and then I don't know who she's beefing with now. It's just again, I don't know what's going on this season, but she doesn't just pick on and beef with light skinned girls. But again, I don't know what she's displaying this season to give this girl K Rican that type of reasoning to believe that you're hating on me because I'm pretty and I'm light skinned or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to whether or not she is experiencing colorism, the light skinned girl, I would say no, because we already came to the conclusion in other videos that if you are a light skinned woman and you are getting bullied, even if it is for your skin tone, it's more prejudice against your skin tone than colorism, because colorism was a system in place that was basically made to hold darker skinned black people back, and all of that racism and everything that was thrown in there. So I definitely think that that should be preserved for the people who had to struggle with that and even struggle with that in 2025. But it should not be ignored by the fact that light skinned people do get bullied, do go to a lot of things, because at the end of the day they are still black, but the experiences do overlap at times and can be different at times. There can be certain privileges given to certain light skinned people, but in fairness, I do think that it is privileges to being dark skinned as well. But I do want to acknowledge that light skinned do have their experiences, but I do think to reserve and respect both sides of the coin and both sides of the conversation. Prejudice against skin tone will be a more appropriate way to describe it. When a light skinned person is being bullied for their skin tone or being treated a different way because of that case. But you can leave down below what you think. Do you think that you can experience colorism if you are a light skinned person? As there are no right or wrong answers. But let's see what a few people have to say before we actually pull up the girls on the screen and just give more conversation to all of this. So someone said talking like this in front of kids is wild. I definitely agree. Again, this show gets a very wild. Again, kids are watching this already. That's why it's important for us with a sound mind to give perspective and nuances to these conversations. And Dolly got to be drunk, and then someone else to talk like this in front of your kids is crazy. You can't be a colorist to light skin. So that's the one who has that perspective. Someone else said talking stupid in front of them kids. I can't stand her. It's not called colorism, it's called prejudice. So that is pretty much what I was saying. Also, okay, Rican, ain't no such thing as being colorist to light skins. Y'all need to learn the definition of words before you speak. Y'all calling her a colorist while hanging with an actual colorist. So I guess they may be referring to Nality Nunn, who has said tons of colorist statements about dark skinned girls. Do not get called out enough, in my personal opinion, but that's just me. Someone else said, of course, Dolly talks like that in front of her kids. Okay, I want to see if there's any more just kind of narratives about colorism and things like that. It says clock it. Lex is literally her friend. So that is the light skinned girl that I was referring to, that she's actually friends with. Your family can be whatever. Your kids can be whatever. You can be mad because you're not light skinned. You give off so much hate. You can do more hating than participating, and you are shaking. That's why you had to go to the hospital last season, lay off the drugs. So yeah, it's a lot going on. Just because you're light skinned, just because you have light skinned kids, do not mean you like light skinned women. Please go home to your kids. As a light skinned, by the way, girls, shut the F up and learn what colorism is. See, a just be piped up, pulling words from these Delulu fans and the internet and run with it, but can't use it the right way because it's not even your logic and it doesn't make sense either way you put it. Bunk. Okay. Yeah. That's how they speak. Bunk. I don't know what that is. But anyway, let's see what else. Okay, so that is basically what a few people have to say in the comments about that. Again, leave your perspective. Do you agree or disagree? We're actually going to pull these two people up on the screen if you're completely lost and don't even know who these two people are. So This is the light-skinned woman who was basically accusing the dark-skinned woman of being a colorist. So this is Kay Rican. I guess she's some type of model actress. I'm not gonna click on no videos because it is a lot of skin showing and all of that. That is enough just to give you an idea of what she looks like. And now we're going to go to Bad Dolly as well, which her page may look very similar. But I will say that Kay Rican, outside of calling Dolly a colorist, actually did bring up a few good points when it comes to Dolly, and not only Dolly in particular, but just women who choose to have BBLs and everything in between. So this is Dolly's page, a little bit more toned down so we can actually go through it. But when she talked about being insecure and having all these surgeries, fake teeth, fake butt, fake lips, fake waistline, fake everything, I definitely think that there is some insecurities, that underlying insecurities when it comes to completely changing yourself up from head to toe. Again, this could be a light skinned girl, dark skinned girl, brown skinned girl, or everything in between. It just screams insecure to me. Now, if you want to do a nip and tuck and it's a natural looking cosmetic surgery that you cannot really tell the difference, that is one thing. But to just like reform yourself from head to toe and get rid of everything that makes you you, in my opinion, it gives off a sense of insecurity. Now, you may feel different about it, and that is 100% okay, but that is kind of what I think about when I see that. Again, a little bit different from the colorism conversation, but still Black woman adjacent nevertheless. Also, in conclusion, though, yes, I do feel like light skinned women can have experiences similar to colorism, but it is prejudice against skin tone. Whereas I feel like colorism is directly something that affects darker skinned people. So it was used out of context, but nevertheless, there are experiences that light skinned people do face that should be acknowledged as well, even outside of this whole baddie universe, because to me, honestly, they're negative to one another, whether you're light skinned, brown skinned, and everything in between. Women should not be going on TV fighting one another, Black women in particular, pushing this narrative that we're violent, that we're loud, that all we do is drink, smoke, party, and just hate on each other is absolutely ridiculous. I wish that there was more positive just shows and things that we can support that will definitely balance some of this out. But unfortunately, in 2025, this is where people are putting their attention to the most. This is where the dollars are being pushed, and this is the result. So the best thing we could do is just try to be a part of the conversation so that we can push the correct narrative forward. But also, at the time of this recording, we are about 298 people away from the goal of 10K. We will still be doing that giveaway at 10K. So whenever we make it, I will be very thankful to the community for telling friends to tell friends. It's Liddy over here supporting each and every video. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. On the way out, check out the bio. So many cool things going on. Follow your girl on TikTok because I'm trying to grow that community over there. We're probably at like 103 followers at this time, but hopefully we can reach 1,000 very soon. But this is the end of this video. So until next time, see ya.